Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone Saviors of Uldum expansion has been out for a while now, so now we're in a position to evaluate how good the cards in the expansion actually are. And in this video, I'm going to take a look at the 5 legendaries that are the best legendaries from Saviors of Uldum expansion to craft. Coming in at number 5 we have Armadillo, and this card has been surprisingly good. I mean, it looked pretty decent when it was revealed, but becoming a staple in Control Warrior, that has got to be a surprise. And the performance of the card within the Control Warrior deck as well, it's phenomenal. It's really responsible for a lot of wins. So a really great card. The only downside to Armadillo is that Control Warrior itself is a really expensive deck, and crafting just Armadillo doesn't get you anywhere. You still have to have the other Control Warrior cards in order to benefit from this. Coming in at number 4 is Reno, the Relicologist, the Mage class legendary battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, deal 10 damage random split among all enemy minions. Predicted to be okay, has actually been performing extremely well in Highlander Mage, and Highlander Mage has been a very good archetype. Perhaps even the best archetype in the game. So definitely a great card to craft, but again, same downside as with the Armadillo. The rest of Highlander Mage is really expensive, so in order to get the most out of Reno, you also need to have a pretty good collection. Coming in at number 3 is another class legendary, Dinotamer Brann. I mean, who doesn't love a King Crush for 7 mana? Dinotamer Brann 7 mana battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, summon King Crush. That's just a phenomenal card. Highlander Hunter as an archetype is doing extremely well on the ladder as well, and Highlander Hunter is a lot cheaper than Highlander Mage or Control Warrior. Sure, you still would like to have a couple of legendaries. Brann, Zephrys, Zul'jin, Subject 9. That's pretty much it really. 4 legendaries. Would still be really good to have in that deck, but still, that's a lot cheaper than the others. And Dinotamer Brann is so much fun. I mean, it's flashy, it's fun. That has to count for something. Coming in at number 2 is the Priest legendary minion, High Priest Amet. Whenever you summon a minion, set its health equal to its minions. Combo Priest has been taking the ladder by storm. Combo Priest, it's a pretty cheap deck. Amet is the only legendary card in that deck, and it's doing extremely well, so this is a really good investment in Dust. The only downside is that you have to play with Inner Fire and Divine Spirit combo for 5th year in a row, which can get a little bit old, but Amet can make it a little bit more fresh again. And finally, coming in at number 1, the best legendary card from Saviors of Uldum to craft is Zephrys the Great. Perhaps the best Hearthstone card ever made. Battlecry, if your deck has no duplicates, wish for the perfect card. This gives you brawls and blizzards and pyroblasts and fireballs and mass dispels, just all sorts of things. Just a phenomenal card. It's the cornerstone of any Highlander deck. People are even building Highlander decks without any class synergy support, like Highlander Warrior has been doing pretty decent. So Zephrys is just a card that it's so good, it can almost carry a deck by itself. And also you can put this in non-Highlander decks if you have a deck that draws cards very quickly, like Rogue with Myra's Unstable Element or a Paladin with Tip the Scales. Then you're going to be able to activate your Zephrys. Just a solid addition. Now that we have been playing with Zephrys for a while, I have to say that Zephrys isn't quite as smart as it was advertised to be. It doesn't always give you the perfect card, because it doesn't know everything about all the cards and all the card text. But it's still really good. I'm sure many people will disagree with the top 5, and there's going to be a lot of questions about, okay, why is this card not included? So I'm already anticipating your questions, and am I not forgetting something? What about like all of these 5 cards? Aren't these cards pretty good? Don't these cards deserve to be in top 5? And the answer is yes. These cards are pretty good, but they don't deserve to be in top 5. But let me elaborate on that a little. First of all, there's Siamat. And Siamat was predicted to be a really strong legendary card. It's a neutral card, you can put it in any deck, it's pretty decent. But that's what it is. It's pretty decent. It's like a mediocre performer in just about every deck it is in. Okay, if you don't have Amet, you can replace it with something and your deck is a little bit worse. Having Amet typically makes your deck a little bit better. But it's not defining the deck nearly in the same way as those top 5 cards are. Those are really at the top performance in their respective decks, and Amet just never is. It's never a bad card to put into a deck, but it's never the card that makes the deck either. And then there's King Faoris for those flashy swing turns, battlecry for each spell in your hand, summon a random minion of the same cost. But King Faoris only goes into a couple of decks that have really expensive spells. And even in those decks it's typically not the most influential card. It's not used in all Big Spell Mage or Reno Mage decks. It just isn't completely necessary. Sure, you might want to put this in a deck where you have big spells and it can do some nice things, but it's rarely the defining card of those decks either. And then there are the quest cards. None of the quest decks have so far broken into tier 1. There just aren't any quest decks that would be performing at that level. However, quest decks are still being refined and they're still being fine-tuned. And the 3 most promising quests are the Druid quest, Untapped Potential, the Shaman quest, Corrupt the Warders, and the Paladin quest, Making Mummies. And decks with these 3 quests might be able to get somewhere, but they have not done so yet. So it's difficult to recommend crafting these cards while they have some potential, that potential so far remains unproven. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.